Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It's White Rice Wednesday, which means time for my Survivor recap. So, yeah, it was a freaking epic episode tonight, so let's just get right to it. They deal with the vote off last week, and Ryan feels that he was duped, and he kind of suspected that Devin wasn't on his alliance anymore, but this confirms it. And Chrissy is starting to see Ben for his true colors. I mean, they were a tight alliance from the start, but then Ben has this personal vendetta against Chrissy now, and Chrissy thinks that Ben's a jerk because, she wants to talk about the vote or what happened, and Ben's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. It's like, well, what do they have left to lose? They already know you are the enemy out there, so what do you have left to lose? They already know you voted against them. So this was actually the loved ones visit. It's always one of my favorite episodes on Survivor. Jeff was kind of misleading at first, saying that they had to run in pairs, but it was different because the loved ones actually haven't competed in a challenge in quite a while. But I started to get teary-eyed when Ryan met his dad out there, but I started bawling when Devin met his mom. It was just very heartwarming to see, macho surfer dude like Devin, and seeing him have a closer relationship with his mom. I think it was so sweet. So the reward challenge was, I think, a bit gypped, because basically the reward challenges, they pick a marble, and they either pick a white or a black one. Let's just say Chrissy picks a white one. If her husband picks a black one, then it move on. Basically, the pairs have to match, or they don't move forward. So it's literally no skill for this game. It's just by random. It's just by chance. So I don't really think it's fair to anyone. The only two people that actually had matches were Ben and Chrissy actually ended up winning the reward. And she ended up, as of course, Jeff always says, you and your loved one, but, you always get to take somebody with you. And Chrissy, of course, decided to take Ryan. I mean, that was no question. Them two are an alliance together. Mike and Ashley. So she definitely didn't want to take Ben because he's public enemy number one out there. And the reason why she took Ashley is because that she thinks out of the four that she would be the easiest to crack and to break out there. So Chrissy has the talk with Ashley and wants to try to get her to vote Ben out. And Ashley has pitched this idea before to try to get Ben out, but nobody listened to her. But then again, Ashley, didn't. I guess it's not Ashley's fault because she couldn't really get the numbers together, but Ashley has brought this up to multiple people, and maybe we should get rid of Ben, but nobody listened to her. And back at camp, Ben is planning to hide a fake idol. His goal is to hopefully have Chrissy find it. And I gotta say, Ben is being an ignorant asshole because he's making this game personal, and the people that make this game personal, they just make him annoying and more of an ass. I can remember back in Worlds Apart when Sierra's alliance member Lindsay got voted off, and she made that about her whole game. She's like, I don't like him. I don't like them. They voted my friend off. I'm like, okay, we get it already. It just made her more of an annoying character, and that's what it's doing to Ben. Ben's become more arrogant, and it's just, I can't stand him at the moment. So Lauren agrees that she hates that Ben's taken as personal too, and that's not looking good for their alliance at all. So it looks like they're not as tight as you think they are. And Lauren actually ends up finding not an idol, but half of an idol. But what does she do? She tells Ben and Devin that she found this half idol, and the half idol goes back to the classic, what they've been doing for the past how many seasons, hiding the idol in the challenge. So she has to find the idol in the next immunity challenge. But it's like, what is with the people this season? Once they find an idol or an advantage, they tell somebody. It's like, that's the one thing I do agree with Ben with. The fact that you do not tell anybody. I don't care how close you are to that person. You do not tell anybody you have an advantage or an idol. So the immunity challenge, they had to stand with... they had to stand stretching their hands pressed on 2 wooden discs, and if it fell, they were out. And Lauren actually dropped, and I'm like, well, she didn't drop, she gave up. I'm like, why is she just quitting? I mean, she could have immunity. But then you just see her pick up a shell. So now she has the immunity idol. So I could see why Lauren dropped out, but I would have still stayed in, and even though if the idol was right there, I could have just bent over and picked it up. I ended up coming down between Devin and Ashley, and I like the both of them, so I'm hoping, I don't care which one of them gets immunity, but Ashley looked like she was having some movement, and Devin looked pretty steady up there, and Devin looked like he was going to win immunity, but then he's negotiating with Ashley, and says that if he steps down, he'll give Ashley a foot rub. I believe that's what the negotiation was, and Ashley ended up winning immunity because Devin stepped down. I'm like, did you seriously just give up immunity for a shoulder rub? I mean, who the heck does that? I mean, I love Devin, but I thought that was a stupid move. I mean, oh my God. So they get back to camp, and Ashley wants to get rid of Ben, and she tries to pitch this idea to Lauren and Devin, but Ben's eavesdropping on the conversation, so Ben's becoming more paranoid by the second. And Ben tells Mike that Lauren has the immunity idol. Point that you do not tell anybody you have an idol. And I thought it was very hypocritical of Ben, because when Ben was trying to talk to Chrissy, she didn't want to talk to her, and Ben's like, oh, Chrissy's trying to make this all personal. I don't get why she's trying to make this all personal. It's like, hello? When Chrissy was trying to talk to you about the game, you just blew her off. But it's not okay when she does it to you? I mean, I thought it was very hypocritical of Ben to say that. Ben also wants Chrissy back on his team, and after the damage he's done, Chrissy's not going to vote with Ben again. Ben's betrayed her too many times. I mean, you'd be stupid to align with Ben again after he betrayed you like that. But he does tell Chrissy that Lauren has the immunity idol and the advantage, and Mike tells Ashley that Ben wants Lauren out, and then Lauren knows that her name's on the chopping block then, because Devin tells Lauren that Ben wants her out. So it's basically going to come down between Lauren and Ben tonight. We see at Tribal Council that Ben is paranoid as hell, and Lauren asks why Ben's gunning for her, and he's like, well, it's a game. It's a game. Basically has no reason whatsoever. And Lauren tells everyone about Ben's fake immunity idol, how he tried to plant it, hoping Chrissy would find it, and then Ben said no, he took it out of the game so he wouldn't have a target on him. Well, he already has a target on him, because Lauren just told everyone that he tried to make a fake idol, so you know Ben's capable of doing that. And Mike actually did something bold. He said he'd been waiting to do this for 35 seasons. Lauren actually, to get trust from Mike, gave her, ready for this one? Lauren gave Mike the other half of her immunity necklace. I'm like, what the hell is she thinking? She's at a good spot right now. She knows her name is being thrown out there, so she could just whip out her idol and play it tonight. And then Ben's paranoid as hell, so he's going to use his idol, so Ben and Lauren would be safe. Ashley would be safe. So they'd be a tie, but they put out the immunity idol, there's no votes. So the votes would then have to come between Devin, Ryan, Chrissy, or Mike. Like, what the hell? And Mike at Tribal Council, ready for this one? Throws Lauren's other half of the idol in the fire. So now Lauren can't use her idol. And it's just like, why the hell did she do that? Lauren is a smart player. Like, why would she give the half to Mike? Like, I thought maybe for a second, maybe she gave him a fake one just to, like, say, hey, I trust you, but it, like, still has an idol in play. And we see then Devin gets up and walks over to Ryan and says that he wants Ben out, and Chrissy says to Ryan that he wants, Chrissy gets up and says that to Ryan, says that she wants Lauren gone, but then they're talking back and forth. Before this even happened, Ryan and Mike were just having a side conversation when it was like all chaos over there, saying that they should stick with Lauren, but then Devin went over to Ryan, and then Chrissy went over to Ryan, and then they're all talking and saying that they should get rid of Ben. So, Ben actually does play his immunity idol, and everybody voted for Ben except Ben. So Ben's one vote actually ended up sending Lauren home. And I gotta respect Lauren as a player. I definitely think she had winner potential, but oh my god, did she make a stupid move this episode. Had she have kept her idol, she could have used it, and she would have been here another day, and she could have, duked it out with Ben. And it would have went to a tie. It would have went to no votes, because they would have played their idols, and they would have been between Ben and Lauren. So, and then she gave the other half of her idol. So her advantage now, she had an extra vote, so now her advantage is pointless now. But I'm wondering if her idol's going to be in play, because the idols / advantages can only be used at final 6. So I'm wondering if there's another idol in play. But also, I'm not sad, because this is exactly what happens when you don't get rid of the threats when you have the chance. Ashley has pitched the past couple episodes. I've seen her pitch a couple times that maybe we should get rid of Ben. We should get rid of Ben. Chrissy's been saying we should get rid of Ben. We should get rid of Ben. But nobody's listening, and look what happens. They waited too late, and Ben used an idol. They could have got Ben out, 2 episodes ago, I think it was? And now he's still in the game, and if he makes it to the end, he's gonna win, because he tells his story about how he's a veteran and everything. The jury's gonna want to give him the $1 million. Or maybe they won't want to give Ben, and maybe they might see Ben as a villain and an arrogant asshole, and they might not want to give it to him. So, the previews for next week show that Ben's public enemy number 1, and they all want him gone. And Ben basically has no alliance members at this point, so Ben's on the bottom. But it also shows that Chrissy might go back with Ben and try to get Ashley out. It's like, why? Get Ben out before he goes on a winning immunity streak. Get him out while you can, so people have a chance to win at the final 3. So, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Until next time, stay regal.